Good day. As more and more of you seem to be interested in job interviews with NVIDIA, I wanted to give you a few tips on how to best answer why do you want to work for NVIDIA. And I believe this type of communication makes a ton of sense because so many candidates have a tendency to over-compliment these companies. Oh, you're an amazing company with an exponential trajectory. You're the first $5 trillion company and whatnot. This is all nice and true, but this won't differentiate you from other candidates. And if you put yourself in your interviewer's shoes, you'll hear this answer over and over again. So the interviewer will not be able to recommend you for the way you're answering why NVIDIA, right? So then what do I suggest? How is the best approach to go around answering why NVIDIA? Well, what if I suggested you an opposite approach of complimenting them? Something on lines of, well, you know what, I'm not sure I want to join you as of yet. I'm here to learn more about the opportunity and to understand whether this is the right thing for both, right? A rather cautiously optimistic still approach into which you'd be genuinely interested to learn more about the opportunity, right? And this would make a ton of sense because, the job description is oftentimes only a marketing manifesto. And it's actually quite common in job interviews that there is a misunderstanding on the types of expectations for the roles that you're applying for. It could be to junior, it could be to senior. It might be, there's some skill set that they forgot to put in the job description that it's critically important for the role, and these sort of things, right? So when is this best employed? Okay, so to explain, I would rather recommend you to use this approach of, hey, I'm not sure I want to join you as of yet, early on in the screening process, in the recruiter screening rounds, when there's a genuine need for you to understand what this opportunity is all about. Because what happens towards the end of the process, if you're in the last round on your on-site, then it's assumed that you have a pretty strong understanding of what this job is all about, right? So don't do this during the loop, but rather during the screening rounds with them, right? Also, what types of roles can afford saying these types of things? Well, a fresher cannot afford saying this, that you're not sure you want to join as of yet. You can afford it, right? And any more junior type of role, freshers and so on, is very unlikely to be able to say this simply because it is an extraordinary opportunity for vast majority of candidates, right? However, in my experience, if you have a FANG in your CV or if you have some impressive achievements throughout your career, then you could seriously consider saying this rather opposite approach of complimenting them, of being, cautiously optimistic, so to speak. And actually, this was recommended to me from someone at Microsoft a while ago, and this seems to yield quite interesting results with the right type of candidate. And an extra reason for this to be so efficient is because so many of you in the age of AI tend to oversell yourself early on in the interview process. And what happens is overselling yourself might raise some eyebrows, might bring some skepticism from your interviewer, and the interview might not trend in the direction that you wish, right? So having a more moderate, more skeptical, more cautiously optimistic, if you want, approach early on in the process can at first differentiate you from other candidates in a good way and can, bring you some competitive advantage during this job interview. So I hope you found this useful, and thank you very much for watching.